Hello and welcome to our video on live streaming from the classroom. Many of you may at some point during this semester be expected to both teach in person and have some students streaming it from elsewhere. So that's what this video is here to help you with. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about what the classroom setup looks like. We're going to talk about some do's and don'ts. We'll show you how to set up your course to allow people to connect on Collaborate. We're going to show you how to share your PowerPoints and show you the interactive whiteboard and how to use a document camera. Alright, before we get started with all the details, let's talk about the classroom setup. So there's already a webcam in the classroom. You don't need to bring anything. And it's right here. They all look like this. They have a microphone built in, so you won't need a mic to clip to your lapel or anything like that. And they do pretty good echo canceling, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about sound coming through the speakers and getting picked up by the mic. The cameras are controlled completely through the computer in the classroom, so there's nothing you need to do with the camera to turn it on or anything like that. When you're live streaming, you should always have the AV system set to use the classroom PC, because that's what all of the things that are hooked up here in the classroom are attached to. And most classrooms have touchscreens you can use with the whiteboard tools and some of the other tools as well. So for those tools, you'll use the pen in mouse mode. So you push the physical button on the smart monitor that looks like a mouse cursor. If you've got the smart monitors, so that's all of Luter and most of Forbes. If you've got the regular touchscreens, they're mainly in McMurrin, but a few in Forbes as well. You'll have to bring your own stylus if you want to use one. These are the cheap styluses you can get at the dollar store or on Amazon, or that come on pens frequently. Alright, let's talk about a couple of do's and don'ts as well. So first off, some don'ts. Don't move around too much. The camera has a pretty wide field of view, but you can easily get outside of it, and the further you get away from the camera, the worse your sound is going to be. Also, don't depend on the whiteboards in the classroom if you've got people live streaming. We've tried it, they won't be able to see them. And also, don't tell the students to have more than one microphone on unless everybody's wearing headphones. So, if your students are in the classroom and at home, don't let the students in the classroom participate in the Collaborate session by turning on their mics. You'll get feedback and it'll be unpleasant for everybody. Alright, so some do's as well. Do repeat student questions. It's really hard to hear the students at the back of the room on the Collaborate session, so just repeat their question for the benefit of the students at home. And do, if you've got any students at home, use the built-in interactive whiteboard and Collaborate that we'll show you in a few minutes. Alright, let's take a look at some of those tools. So when it's time to run your course, you will need to go into Scholar in the classroom where you are. And the first time you run your course, if you haven't done it already, you'll need to add Blackboard Collaborate to your course. We're going to click on the plus sign here, go to Tool Link. We're going to give it a name so our students can find it, and choose a type. And in our case, that is Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. You need to check this Available Users box so your students can see it, and then click Submit. And you see it popped right in here at the bottom of our course menu. Then, every time we go into a course, we'll click on Online Class, or whatever other title we gave the link. After a little bit of spinning, you'll see our Course Sessions menu. Now, if you want the full detail on creating sessions, please do watch our Collaborate video series. But if you just want to run your class, all you have to do is use the course room, which we're going to do. Give it a click, and click Join Course Room. Now, the first time you use this in any particular classroom, you will be asked to allow Collaborate to use your microphone and camera. You have to say yes for this. So we'll allow it to use our microphone. And the microphone that we're going to want to pick is the echo canceling speakerphone conference cam one that you see right here. Give that a click. And that is actually the webcam in the classroom. You see I had a couple of other things. That's because I'm recording this for you. We'll click Yes, Audio is working, and it'll ask us to use the camera. Again, we have to allow it. And after a second, you'll also see the video for the conference cam. Now, if it doesn't give you a preview right away,
It's pretty easy to fix. You just hit the refresh button up here at the top. And when it tries again, it should give you the video. So we've got to select our microphone again. And this time you see the video. Now, I'm seated and you see that it looks like the room upstairs in Ratcliffe, and that's because it is. But it works the same in all of the classrooms. Click yes, video is working, and I'm ready to start. We'll skip the tutorial. And we're ready to talk to our students. So we'll click the microphone down here to share our microphone, and the camera down here to show our camera. And now we're ready to go, and this is displaying to our students. Now we need to share our PowerPoint. There's two ways to do it. You can do it either directly through PowerPoint, or you can do it through Collaborate. We generally recommend Collaborate, although if you're using Collaborate, that means any animation, any photo edits, any interactivity are going to be stripped from your slide. So we're going to click Open Collaborate Panel, and we're going to click on Share Content. To share our PowerPoint through Collaborate, we click Share Files, and we can upload a file from our computer. It takes a few seconds. So when we're ready to show, we click on the file that we want to show, and we click Share Now. It'll give us a list of all of our slides, and we can just click on one and start. Now, here's a little bit of a note. The students that are at home are going to see just what you see here in the middle of your screen. They'll just see your PowerPoint. So your students in the classroom will see exactly what you see in your screen. So they'll see the PowerPoint here in the middle, but they'll also see the rest of this stuff around it. You can then go through your PowerPoint by clicking the slides. Now, the other way that you can share a PowerPoint is by sharing your screen. Again, you'll click back here on the Collaborate panel. And instead of sharing a file, we're going to click Share Application Screen. Give that a click. And here on Chrome, you see it'll have three options: your entire screen, an application window, or a Chrome tab. So in general, you want to share your entire screen because otherwise things like pop-ups and things will get lost, and you don't want that. The only time you use a Chrome tab is if you're sharing YouTube videos, which we don't recommend anyway. So we're going to click here on the screen that we're sharing, and even if you just share one screen, you do have to click that screen and click Share. Now what you're going to see in a second is this infinite tunnel effect. Don't worry about that. What it's doing is it's showing you everything that's on your screen, which happens to be Collaborate, which is showing you everything on your screen, which happens to be Collaborate, and so on and so forth. Just like the old mirrors on either side of an escalator at a mall. So then, once you do that, you can fire up PowerPoint. And we can open up our presentation. When we do that, we can just give it as normal. Click the slideshow and page through it. Your students are seeing the whole PowerPoint over their entire screen, and your remote students are seeing the PowerPoint in their Collaborate window. Now, there are a few things that might happen in Collaborate. Your students may want to chat with you. You can chat with them here in this window here that looks like a speech bubble. You get a little tutorial message there. Now, I only have myself here in the Collaborate session, so nobody will be talking. Your students can also raise their hand. And when they do that, if another student were to raise your hand, you'd get a notification here. And on the Attendees tab, you'd be able to see that their hand was raised. Of course, your in-person students can just raise their hand and you can see them there. So as we said, you can't use the whiteboard in your class because it won't be very visible. However, we have two great alternatives that you can use. The first is the interactive whiteboard here in Collaborate. Just click Share Blank Whiteboard, and you'll be able to have a whiteboard space that works with the touchscreen in your classroom, whether it is the planar touch displays in most classrooms in McMurrin and a few in Forbes, or the smart monitors on the rest of campus. Use these tools up here at the top to interact with the whiteboard. So we've got a pencil tool where we can write. We've got a shape tool that lets us draw rectangles, ellipses, or lines. A text tool that allows us to type. We can change the color of what we're doing. And we've got a couple more tools here on the left. The select tool allows us to select something that's already been written and either change the size, rotate it, or by hitting the delete key on our keyboard, deleting it. The pointer tool turns our mouse into a pointer that is then visible to anybody watching the Collaborate session. What's cool about this whiteboard is your students can interact with it too, unless you specifically keep them from doing so. So you can call a student up to the virtual board and have them write on it too. When you're done with the whiteboard, if you need to clear it, you can hit this clear button, which clears everything off, or just click the stop button to stop sharing. If you feel more comfortable with a physical piece of paper in front of you, you can also use the doc cams in the classroom directly. That's used with the Share Camera tool. Click on Share Camera, and the second one on your list is going to be Wolf Vision Video Capture 2. So before you click this button, you need to make sure that the doc camera is turned on and ready to go. I've already done that, so I'm going to click on Wolf Vision Video Capture here, and it'll take a second. You will see whatever's showing on the doc cam. Now you notice this is backwards. That's okay. That's just to help you get everything positioned. When I click Share Camera, both my students in the class and the remote students will be able to see what's on the doc camera. And I can then take my pen and write. Once again, when I am done recording, just click the Stop Sharing button, and it goes away.
We hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions about what you saw in this video or need other how-tos, you can contact Academic Technologies at 757-594-8931 or scholarsupport@cnu.edu. If you're in a classroom and something is not working, however, you will get helped faster if you call our help desk at 757-594-7079. Thank you for watching.